Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the first event of Kripa Fashion Conclave. Today, we are pleased to welcome Ms. Ritu Berry, a very special guest and an acclaimed fashion designer of our country. I ask all the participants to give full attention to Ms. Berry's talk, and if any questions, kindly send them in the chat box here on Zoom. Over to you, Ms. Berry.
I believe in the youth, and I really think that India's strength lies in the fact that we have a very young population and we are an absolutely dynamic democracy that is raring to go, and that's what creates change in any country. So I'm very, very proud as an Indian, very proud that I'm a creative person in India, because I must tell all the students who are zoomed in. Firstly, a big, big hello to all of you. I wish I could see you and talk to you, because it's much, much nicer and more fun to have an audience that you're looking at and speaking to. So I think all you fashion students are blessed to be born in India, because I think in India we have so much to get inspired from. You know, whether it's our seasons, whether it's our festivals, whether it's our art, our culture, our history, our beautiful architecture, there is so much to look at for inspiration. So my first advice and request to all the young students here is to stop aping the West, stop looking at what's happening all over the world, and look at your own country for inspiration. I, as a designer, I'm talking from experience, and I'm leading by example, because from my first collection in NIFT, so I must tell you that I was in the first batch of NIFT, and there was no such thing as a fashion school, there was no fashion industry, nobody knew what fashion was. And when I gave my, sat for my exam for fashion in NIFT, I had no idea what I was going for. I had no idea what the course is going to be, what the institution is going to be like. And after I passed out of NIFT, I had no idea what I would be doing. The only thing that excited me then was that there was a very select selection. They were going to have only 25 students from the whole country in their first batch. And I think that was my motivation, and I decided that this is what I want to be. I want to be in the first batch, and I want to be a trendsetter in my country. It was a challenge. Can you imagine 1.3 billion people and 25 students from the whole country? So it was really a challenge, and I loved it, and I sat for the exam. When you know, I have a lot of students who come to me and say, I want to sit for the NIFT exam. How do I prepare for a NIFT exam? Now, firstly, I have to tell you, being a fashion student or a creative student is not like going for medical school or being a doctor, where there's a lot of theory to learn. You have to know inherently a little bit about the history of fashion, where it comes from and all that. It always adds an edge. But as a creative person, you can't learn anything. Either you have creativity within yourself, you can be as crazy as possible. You have to break the mold. You have to do something new and different. So when I went for my NIFT exam, I didn't know what I was going to be doing. So there was a written paper, and I was asked to design something crazy. And I designed, believe it or not, I designed the habit of a nun, you know. So I tried to be as creative and different, and I wanted to do something that you know, is so totally new for a nun. So, you know, it was her whole outfit was going to be completely a new kind of look. And then when I had the theory, the exam, the oral exam, you know, there again, there was no way to prepare, because you don't know what they're going to ask you, and you'll never know what they're going to ask you. You have to show your uniqueness, you have to show your strength, and the biggest mistake would be to copy a Rohit Bal or a Ritu Berry or any designer, because then you're following somebody and you're not yourself. The whole fun of a creative fashion designer is that you are able to do something that nobody else has done. So that's when they say, this one created a trend, this is the trend today. What is the trend? Trend is something that nobody else knows. You have created something that is completely your signature. So I always regret, you know, when somebody says, what are your regrets? I don't have too many regrets, because I think there's no such thing as regrets. There are only lessons. But one thing that I feel really, I wish I had contributed my talent to it, is to invent denim. Because if you look at it, the whole world wears denim, whether it's a gardener or a trendy young student in a canteen, or a celebrity, global celebrity at a nightclub. Denim is omnipresent, and I really wish I had contributed to that invention. So I think all of you have to find your strength, find that one thing that excites you, and do that. So for me, I passed out of NIFT. I'll give you a little background, and then I would love to hear from you, because I believe you have a lot of interesting questions to ask. I passed out of NIFT in 1990, and I launched my brand in December 1990. So this year is going to be 30 years. And these 30 years have been a roller coaster ride, because as I told you, I'm totally excited by challenges. So when I dived into the world of fashion, there was nothing, there were no rule books, there was no map to follow. I had to do what I believed in, and I was very happy doing that, because if there was a rule, I would have broken it. So for me, it was great because I could do what I wanted. Nobody could compare me with anyone. Nobody could say this is right and this is wrong, because there is no, even today, there's no such thing as right and wrong. So it was an exciting time where I was trying to discover myself as a creator, discover myself as a person. And I moved on and I did things my way. And I was blessed because people accepted me and they liked what I did, till I questioned myself. And I said, in 2 years of launching my brand, people can't like me so much, or the media can't say the best designer in the country and such an amazing designer. So I decided to challenge myself. And so I said, if I have to be a designer of any strength or any reputation, I have to do a fashion show in Paris, because, you know, Paris is a big, big fashion capital. It's a very intimidating fashion capital. To be able to do a show in Paris is a very scary idea. So I went ahead and I decided, this was way back in 1998 or 1999, that I decided to do my first fashion show. And I have to tell you, coming back to being Indian, my first show was completely in Hindi, in the sense the collection was Indian. There was Indian embroideries. I had my models walk bare feet. They were wearing beautiful Indian jewelry. The commentary was in Hindi, and the music was Indian Bollywood music. So the whole audience was being introduced to, and at that time in Paris, people didn't know that much about India. Like today, India is so popular, Bollywood music is really a big hit. But at that time, people didn't know Indian fashion or the Indian culture that much. So I feel very proud that I kind of introduced the fashion connoisseurs to Indian fashion way back 20 years ago. And I made them respect the fact that there is so many elements of Indian art and culture and heritage that they lack, and they find inspiration from us. So I would like to tell all you young designers that if you were to be Indian, expose our Indianness to the world, trust me, you will do much better than if you were to ape the West and follow trends that are set by global designers. And I also believe that in India, there's no such thing as, you know, the spring, summer, and the fall, winter that you have abroad. So this is something that I've always struggled against. And I've said, no, in India, we have festivals. We have Holi, we have Diwali, we have weddings, and I think that is more important than a spring summer, because the summer in India is very long and there's no spring. The winter in India is very short and there's no fall. So I think we need to focus and work towards our strengths and try to promote them. And so the cycle goes on. I did a show in Paris, and then I felt really good because I got very good reviews. But then I sat back and I said, maybe this was a fluke. It was one time lucky. So I need to do another show. And I challenged myself and I kept doing shows after shows after shows. Till a French brand, Jean-Louis Cherrer, they saw my work and they picked me up and they gave me this opportunity to present, to be the head designer of this French fashion house, which was crazy, because imagine in 1990 or 2000, 20 years ago, an Indian designer heading a French brand coming from Delhi out of nowhere. You know, it was really a dream come true, and it was something that had never been done before. And there was, I mean, it was, I know people were questioning it, because they had a store at Avenue Montaigne in Paris, which is the most fashionable street in Paris. And I had my assistants and the sales girls of the shop coming to me and saying, oh, you know, this Indian came to check whether Ritu Berry is really working with this brand, because people couldn't believe that an Indian designer was actually working in Paris and designing for a French brand. So life goes on, and it was challenging. It was not easy, because Paris is a very, very tough world. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of fashion. So you've got to do something different for them to like you. And if they don't like you, you're over before you started. So it's very interesting. But having said that, there's so much that we have as young designers to offer. Today, there are no rules. Today is a world of startups. You know, your strength is when you do something that nobody has done before. Your strength is when you break the mold and do it your way. So everyone turns around and says, oh, this is what Suchi does. This is Anil's style of fashion. So you have to decide what your strengths are and focus on it and make it happen. I would love to take some questions at this point and see how all of you are listening or not listening, and then question you back. Let's take the first question.